Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the One Nation of Gamers Summer Circuit EU Qualifier number 7. Once again, I'm TJ, joined by Chalky underscore HS. Jack, we just saw Impact take out Logan pretty convincingly 3-0. We have to see the Shaman deck find a win if Logan's going to want to take third place. What do you think of that deck?
Yeah, I think it's a fun deck, and I mean I know it works decently enough. Again, just saying, has reached pretty decent legend ranks with it. Logan obviously got this far in the tournament with it and feels somewhat, strongly that it works. I'd like to see it take one, but at the same time, I'd like to see Logan's other decks too. He did
Mhm.
kind of just play it 3 times in a row, lose every time with it, so maybe we'll get to see his famed Druid play kind of come out. I know he has some strange tech choices he likes in Druid compared to other players, and obviously after playing 10,000 games of something, you're bound to have strong opinions on what works well.
Yeah, for sure. And Play for Fun, on the other hand, he was very, very close to mounting a comeback against um, Roger in
Hmm.
the first game of the day. Was down 2-0, came back, a nail biter in game number 5, but ended up falling. So he's got a little bit to prove as well. His lineup is a little bit more standard with Hunter, Warlock, Warrior, which a lot of players consider to be the strongest three in the lineup. And we've seen a lot of players in past weeks bring this exact same lineup. So what's on the line for these players here is $50 goes to the third place, no money at all for fourth place. They both get one World Championship points, so that's guaranteed, and a little bit difference in GEICO points. So third place gets 7, and fourth place gets 5. And as we mentioned, there's only 2 qualifiers left, one for NA, one for EU, in the feature tournament. So GEICO points are very cherished right now by the players who are trying to get that PAX qualification.
Yep. Definitely, still a little bit on the line for these guys. They will want to win. Obviously, it also kind of feels pretty bad to just go out of your broadcasted tournament going 0-2. Again, these guys did come through a
Yeah,
grueling open tournament, but obviously, when kind of what the viewers see is just them losing twice in a row, you're like, man, that guy sucked.
yeah.
That Dragon Shaman deck was terrible. But in reality, it did very well for him yesterday, got him all the way here. And again, like you said, still a little bit left up for grabs.
It's a little bit rough anyway to come all this way, and even just playing in the third place match is a little bittersweet because those open
Yeah,
tournaments take a long time. You have to win six, I think, best of fives usually, depending on how many players are playing in the tournament, just to get there. You're waiting around all day for your opponents to finish. You're playing tournaments for like probably close to 6, 7 hours usually, and then you come and play Hearthstone for 20 minutes the next day, and all of a sudden all the stuff you worked for yesterday is sort of wasted. Not really
yeah,
wasted because you still get Geico points and you have a chance for
yeah.
money with the third place match, but a little bit bittersweet, I guess, is the right way to say it.
Yeah, been there, done that. I mean, it is kind of something you have to go through. Open tournaments, it's really part of the process of establishing yourself. And yeah, you can feel like it's a lot of wasted time losing later in the tournament, especially some players, lose in like the round of 8, which is right before the broadcast. You get very few Geico points, but you walk away with feeling pretty bad. Of course, you do have experience, and the more round of 8 you make, kind of, it's like it isn't something to be ashamed of. And I feel like if you keep at it, if you're constantly reaching those levels, then you will break through eventually and maybe get one of those tournament wins.
Yep, definitely. And it looks like we are about to jump into game number 1 of the third place match here. Play for Fun versus Logan. Play for Fun once again going to throw out the handlock first. We saw him do that in the last matchup as well. Logan going to switch things up here, wanting to sort of get a little bit of a change of scenery here from the Dragon Shaman, and he's going to go with the Druid. And we talked about it. You mentioned it earlier. He claims he has over 10,000 ranked games played with Druid. So,
Yep. We are,
and there's
well,
of course the Wild Growth. He's been
he,
trained in the arts of drawing the Wild Growth.
yeah, he's got the wild growth. He's got both innervates, which a lot of players will say isn't too much what you want unless you have something really powerful to combo that with, like Dr. Boom or Emperor Thorson.
Hmm.
Um, it is one of those things that there can be too much of a good thing. He has the Keeper of the Grove, which is very fortunate because Play for Fun has both Twilight Drakes. And he's got that big game hunter that he kept off the mulligan for the Mountain Giant. So he'll have all the things he kind of needs. Unfortunately, I think he might have to like innervate a little inefficiently here to kill off this Twilight Drake, or else it will just kill off his keeper. He's gonna hold on to it.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if like keeping a 2-4 around, using innervate just to keep your 2-4 is really worth it. I mean, a lot of times players will do it, but
Yeah.
oh wow, this Emperor on turn 6 feels great, but this is not
It's
the
a
greatest hand to
weak
reduce.
Emperor hand, yeah. It's almost like 3 cards that you'd never want to play. Like play them in a cheap manner where you just fit them into your curve. They're all situational. And the 2 innervates obviously are as situational as it gets, and they cost 0 anyway. So, really not the greatest Emperor. Obviously, it's what he had, so he's going to play it. Maybe the saving grace is it does stop his opponent from just developing another threat. Maybe it forces Play for Fun to attack into it and play that Dark Bomb, which would be pretty inefficient.
Yeah.
Going to tap, looking for probably like a Mortal Coil. Doesn't get it, so it's just going to have to be that Dark Bomb.
Yeah. And Logan's sitting here hoping, like, what the heck? Why didn't you play a giant? Does have the BG to line up against that, but it's not that big of a deal. He's going to be able to find a target for that eventually.
He'll find a giant. He'll find some big game one of these days. I think the bigger problem is finding like an Ancient Allure to get you more cards so that you can get use out of these innervates. Obviously, combo can be nice, but we've seen just how much Handlock can play around combo turn after turn after turn.
All right. Well, he is going to find a BGH target here, but the rest of his hand is just so poor quality. I mean, he's got double innervate, but he doesn't even have enough cards to utilize the mana that the double innervate would give him. So Harrison Jones not going to really be that big of a deal in the matchup. Wild Growth is not the greatest card right now because turn 9 is the worst turn to use it. So he really needs to draw into Ancient of Lore, maybe to get some additional cards or something. Something.
He just needs to draw something. Yeah, like it's not that great for him right now. I mean, he's had answers. He's in a decent spot. The one nice thing is now Play for Fun again feels really threatened by combo, so he's going to continue to play around that. There's the first piece of it, but obviously missing that second piece. He's setting up now to put himself in a spot to win if he does draw Savage Roar. Oh, he's actually going to trade. So he still has lethal if he draws it because of the double innervate, and he gets 2 chances to draw Savage Roar with the Wild Growth, because he could innervate out the Wild Growth and then innervate out the Hero Power and still have enough mana for the combo.
Yeah.
That's not going to do it, though. Just 2 Wraths to cycle some more. And there's Savage Roar. 1 card late.
And 1 damage off.
He's 1 damage off, yeah. Because he played so defensively last turn, which I understand what he was thinking. He wasn't really planning on cycling into Wrath twice in a row. And then, you know, drawing in a combo one short of when he wanted it.
Yeah.
But that's how it worked out. So he'll have to innervate out Lothab and hope that this combo sequence can kind of get there. Next turn he obviously has the same game plan going of hope he can go innervate combo Hero Power, and that's just exactly enough.
Yeah.
Right now, Play for Fun doesn't have anything to disrupt that. So he's really going to need these Boombots to hit well.
Oh, man.
Oh!
That makes it easy. And Logan
well,
looks a little bit angry about that, but not much you can do.
Yep. There's Ancient Allure. So he's still in this. Probably the best draw he could have gotten.
Yeah, and he's going to say, well, I'm probably not going to play anything to draw for, or draw anything to play for 3 mana, so I'm just going to go ahead and attack in, protect my Ancient Allure as much as possible, because I need bodies to stick. Now
Yeah.
that I know I have combo, so he's just going to play the Ancient of
He
War. And,
he saw what that last Boombot was capable of. That's not
yeah.
happening again.
Hmm.
But Play for Fun's going to be able to not only deal with this with the Mortal Coil, but also set up a taunt. Of course, Logan did draw into second Ancient Allure, so he's going to have a lot of steam going forward later into this game. Oh, and it looks like he actually drew in a Mountain Giant, so he opted to play that over the Sludge Belcher. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And Logan just all he wants is for a creature to stick and for
Yeah.
Play for Fun to not have something to taunt up with because and you're at this stage a lot when you play Druid versus Handlock where you're so close to killing them. And I mean, eventually you'll probably find an opportunity for a creature to stick and to push through, but it's so tough. And Play for Fun now has the tough job where he has to find ways to play around combo every turn because he has to know that it's there. You always have to sort of assume, especially now that he's drawn multiple cards with double Ancient of Lore. So
Yeah.
decides on Sludge Belcher. Ancient of War. Okay.
Yeah, looks like Logan can clear this up pretty decently. Yeah, with the Charge through the Claw and the Swipe, he's going to be able to clear everything on the board if he wants to get rid of the Slime with the Shade, which he will. So, he's set up for pure from hand lethal. But again, Play for Fun's going to have plenty of options of taunting, healing, whatever you like. Though he does have to also answer the board. So he answers it with Hellfire. And now the third Giant's going to come out, taunted up.
Is a second. Okay.
Second
Savage
Savage Roar, I think, would have done it. Because the
Yeah,
it'd
it
be
would have. Yeah.
22, you'd be able to run the 4 from your face along with the 6 damage tree, and then you'd have 2 6 damage trees for exact lethal.
Yeah.
So,
He played it a little quickly, but I guess he saw the shade come out a little bit before we did because of spectator delay. But
yeah.
yeah, he did have an opportunity there, and Play for Fun might be able to get out of reach here with the heal bot, but it's
Yeah,
fine balance between trying to use your taunt givers efficiently enough, but still playing around combo because
Yeah, I
you
think
just
he's
want to
gonna
use the
Shadow
Fender
Flame.
stuff.
He's going to Shadow Flame that Argus just to get rid of everything on the board. And looks like he's going to risk it a little bit. He's not dead to just combo. So Logan's going to need to pick up a little something extra. Force of Nature doesn't do it either, but he can now use that one a little more liberally just to clear off this taunt.
Yeah.
We do know Play for Fun can't really ever play that Jiraxis unless he also taunts on the same turn, thanks to the Innervate.
Yeah. So he throws in the last trait to the Emperor Thorsan, so it trades cleanly into the Paladin Shredder.
Yeah, I think Play for Fun might be able to get through this because he's going to reduce that Lord Jiraxis. He's going to reduce that Sun Fury, and he could go Lord Jiraxis, Hero Power, Sun Fury all in the same turn. That'll put him at pretty healthy life total. Put a threat on the board, taunt it up. He's got another heal bot. He's got an owl. He's got a lot of stuff.
Where are you going, Azure Drake?
What did he draw? Looks like we have a bit of a spectator bug.
Yeah, when the players play their cards too quickly from their hands, sometimes the spectator mode doesn't catch up to them.
Yep, so here's going to be that Jiraxis play. At least it looks like that's the card he dragged out. And yeah, we can tell it did come down. We'll try to get the maybe the perspective flipped in a second here.
Yeah.
We can see from Play for Fun's hand he did go Jiraxis, yep. So there's our flip. And he's going to taunt up 2 more things. And the onslaught continues.
Yeah, when you can get Jiraxis down safely, like have a whole turn to buy yourself with Jiraxis as a Warlock player, it makes it so tough because the 6/6 not only does it act as just a body to taunt up, but you can also use it to Shadow Flame. It's only 2 mana, does 6 damage. There's just so many ways, and
Oh, did he draw double combo?
Looks like he did.
But that's not it. That's not enough. He has one off.
Yeah, he only has 12 to throw in.
So he drew double combo and went for it, but it's not enough.
Oh man, puts him at 1.
Yeah.
Play for Fun instantly plays the heal bot here.
Yep, and what can you do for 9? I mean, he's both, all 4 pieces of the combo are gone.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, the hand, ignore the hand because it's frozen right now. I believe the only card he has in his hand is whatever he draws this next turn, but like you said, not going to be able to piece together 9 no matter what he does, and it looks like Play for Fun is going to take game number 1. Logan now on a 4-game losing streak. He did switch it up to Druid, but still didn't manage to find a win. So crazy that it was close. He had the Innervate combo in his hand. He was only waiting for the last piece, and when he found it, it was too late at that point.
Yeah, he drew the Savage Roar 1 card late, and it is pretty crazy just how much Handlock can play around that combo all game. Just on a razor's edge. At the very end there, he played around double combo even by 1 health. It's just pretty absurd, and Play for Fun, I feel like, did a really good job at doing exactly that. I'm not sure if he consciously played around double combo at the end there, but if he did, then basically perfectly played.
Yeah. So we're going to move into game 2 here, and Play for Fun going to throw out the Patron Warrior, and Logan is going to throw out the Druid once again. So going with the stay with the same deck strategy. I mean, it could be random, and he's just sort of randoming into the same deck each time, but is going to throw out the Druid again, and this matchup is, I'd say it's usually patron favorite, but the Druid does have lots of tools, especially Druids nowadays are usually teching heavily against patron with at least 1 weapon removal, sometimes 2, sometimes even a mind control tech thrown in. And they can pressure early on if they get big things. You mentioned earlier, I like the way you put it, doing unfair things early on with Wild Growth and Innervates, so we'll see how it's going to work out.
Yep, I think it really depends on how Logan has teched his deck, if he plans on beating Patron Warrior. I feel like in the deck building process, if you want to beat Patron Warrior, it's a deck that you can very clearly tech against. I mean, there are, like you said, weapon removal cards. You can put in more taunts for the mid and late game, and just generally more things to pressure them with. So we do see that there is that Harrison Jones in his hand. He has the Innervate for that unfair pressure. He's going to curve out pretty decently with the Shade next turn. He can coin out the Azure Drake after that, and it is definitely one of those draws where you can easily see this hand being one of the ones that can beat Patron Warrior.
Yep. Definitely. And
he's even going to get Innervate, or not Innervate, but just coin Harrison on that Despite, I think.
Yeah. Good thing for Play for Fun, he does have the second Despite.
And Micro Machine's one of those cards that can really add up too much pressure if you don't deal with it.
With it being 1 health, though, he's going to be able to clean it up relatively easily. Multiple ways for Patron Warriors to do 1 damage.
So.
And he can Acolyte Whirlwind here. He can slant.
Yeah, he could Acolyte Whirlwind execute. He could slam Whirlwind.
Both draw a card, I suppose.
Yeah, he did get through that Harrison pretty well off because he has the second Despite. I mean, I feel like Logan had to do it because you have to be very wary of Patron, Inner Rage, and then the Despite Whirlwind to just give you 4 Patrons on turn 5, which Druid has no great way of dealing with. So there's the second Despite.
Obviously, really fortunate for him to have that.
Yeah, really great card for Play for Fun here, or else even Azure Drake's just one of those cards that is so awkward to deal with.
Yeah.
But Logan's Shade is definitely going to live for quite a while if he keeps it concealed. Whirlwind Effect's already been out, and this Despite's basically the last Whirlwind Effect for a while, besides maybe Unstable Ghoul.
Ooh, well.
There's the Patron.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going to go ahead and make 2 here. And it's a little bit... I don't even know if it's worth it because he can do that in Battle Rage, but he's leaving the Druid of the Claw up if he does that. You have to execute it, in which case he's floating in mana, he can't Battle Rage.
You can go for Patron and Unstable Ghoul, which makes 2, but essentially makes 4. The Unstable Ghoul Death Rattle challenges the Druid of the Claw. The main thing you're concerned about in that case is Keeper of the Grove. That would really ruin your day. Also, maybe even Force of Nature would be really powerful against that. Like you said, a lot of these plays do feel awkward. They all leave up the Druid of the Claw unless you execute, and then that's executing a 4-1. Not something you want to do.
Yeah. And, wow, Play for Fun picks up Emperor Thaurissan, and his hand is great with Emperor Thaurissan. He's got Warsong, Frothing, Patron, Unstable Ghoul. I mean, everything's really good. Being able to weave in a 0-man execute also.
Yeah, so it's going to come down to if he has time to play it. Unfortunately for him, he can execute the turn he plays it, so he can get rid of that 5/5 and play down the Emperor Thaurissan. I feel like that might be what he goes with. Looks like Battle Rage instead, though. I feel like I'd just like to see the Execute Thaurissan play.
I think you're getting enough value out of Thaurissan here.
Yeah, I don't know what he's digging for. Like, I can't think of a more efficient way to answer that. Maybe he just feels threatened by, like, Innervate combo. Logan does have a lot of cards. So he's going to go with a much more defensive play. This basically just draws him 2 cards and gains him 2 armor. But I feel like Thaurissan might have been the more proactive approach.
Yeah. I mean, even if he has this puts him out of range.
Yeah.
Combo would be 23 damage, so this puts him to 24. So even with Innervate combo, he wouldn't have enough, which seems like a really out-of-the-way method to play around combo. Coin combo, mind you. Or, sorry, Innervate combo, mind you.
Yeah, and he's already seen an Innervate, so it seems like a very specific defensive play. Like, you're very afraid just because Logan's drawn from Azure Drake, from Harrison, from H. this game.
Imagine if he had Emperor Thaurissan last turn. He might just be able to win the game this turn.
Pretty crazy to think about that.
He only has one roll of effect, which is the thing, but still.
Yeah, the main issue is now he has to play defensive because he has to be afraid of combo.
He can Warsong Commander, Grim Patron. Oh, nope, he can't do that. He can Warsong Commander, Frothing, Unstable Ghoul. I don't know.
I think the main issue is he needed to Emperor this game to give himself the best chance of winning, and last turn was the best window to Emperor. It would also sort of deny Logan from making the play he made, where all he did was Emperor.
Yeah.
So, looks like he's going to put out Unstable Ghoul. Probably execute off the Emperor Thaurissan. And there actually is no way through that for Logan right now. Doesn't have spot removal, which is pretty rare. There's Wrath, there's Keeper of the Grove.
Well, he finds combo, but he is going to give an absurd amount of armor over to play.
Yeah, you can't combo here. But what can you do? Swiping doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
You could swipe the 3/3, and then you'd be dealing with a 5/1 and a 3/3. So it would slightly decrease the load of patrons. And then you could kill off the Unstable Ghoul, and then you'd be dealing with a 3/2 and a 3/3. Like, how do you go about getting through all this? You know, I guess he can just double swipe before he kills it off. So this will get rid of the patrons, but like you said, it's going to be a lot of armor. And now, I feel like it might open up the door for that Emperor Thaurissan.
Finally, but how many combo pieces has he used to make this a possibility? Like, I guess he really doesn't need that much. He's got both Death Bites are gone. One Whirlwind is gone. One Inner Rage.
Both Unstable Ghouls.
Oh, both Unstable Ghouls. That's right.
Yep.
I just don't know what he has left.
Well, it's got to be the play for him. Um, and on Logan's side, he's got 12 damage plus 14, that's 26. He's got 30 damage, 31 with the hero power. Still a little bit off.
Crazy to think that that's still a little bit off. And now Logan's like, okay, what does he have in his hand? What could he kill me next turn? Do I need to start removing the board? Can I?
Well, he's got Lothab.
Yeah, that's going to be a big deal.
But you kind of feel like you have to remove that Emperor. But how do you do that without trading out your 9/4 Shade of Naxxramas?
Yikes.
It's definitely not a situation you want to be in.
He can use one Force of Nature, but...
Well, he only has one.
Yeah. And hope that he draws into the second. I don't know. This is really tough. I think Lothab's a must here, just so you buy yourself another turn, but Lothab, while it buys you a turn, it doesn't put as much pressure on the board as something like a Doctor Boom.
Yeah.
You're gonna leave the Emperor Thorsan up, unless, like you said, you want to trade in your 9 damage Shade, which doesn't seem like it's an option for him. I think at this point he's just like, well, he's been through enough combo pieces so far that he's probably going to be able to play his whole hand anyway.
So here we go. Both Shades face, and he realized he couldn't play the big game hunter. He went for that at the last second, but obviously can't really do that with a 9/4 on your field. So, like you said, no whirlwind effects is the main story here. Like he's used all the combo pieces. He finally got the War Song, the Frothing reduced, but it's too late for that.
Yeah, he does have one whirlwind left in his deck. So, on a turn, if he can manage to War Song, Frothing, Patron, Whirlwind, Enrage.
Ooh, this can't be good. 7 mana shield block. If that's your play, like, oh no.
What else is he gonna do?
I don't know.
I don't think there is anything. Slam can't play that. Still Lothab effect. Is he dead?
He's got to be like getting there. That's 9 plus 14, 23, 27, 28. No,
not enough.
But
it's getting closer though.
Yeah, how do you come back? It's not like last game where all the Druid has his combo. Logan has all the options in the world. He can charge, he can taunt, he can heal, he can Doctor Boom. Like, pick it. He's got it.
Yeah. All right. I don't really know what Play for Fun is gonna be able to do to defend against this, because he's gonna be dead to combo next turn, unless he can just clear the board. And Frothing Berserker doesn't really help. He's just, again, no combo pieces left. He can Warsong Commander, Inner Rage. I don't even know. Throw it in.
It's a really awkward game where basically the Druid had so much pressure that Play for Fun was using all those combo pieces to do nothing. Is he going to go for it? Like, I guess he's going to go for Patrons. So how much can he clear? I guess he can clear everything if he wants to get rid of all of his Patrons. But then again, this is the last of the combo pieces. This is it. This is everything. All Whirlwinds, all Inner Rages, all Unstable Ghouls, all Patrons. All he's got left is what you see in his hand.
And he's only got, like, what, 5 cards remaining?
Yeah, I mean, it might come out to, like, Logan was playing so offensively that he can now just kind of clutch up on defense and just win the game. And now Play for Fun's realizing, like, oh, I have to do 27 damage, by the way. So he goes face, trades with the Shade. It's not going to be lethal with combo. It's only 21. He's at 26. He can't play that second Savage, so still a little off. But it's just so tough. Yeah, now Logan's just going to switch to defense. He's just going to be like, okay, you're kind of out of stuff.
Yeah. Am I kind of out of stuff?
He's completely out. Yeah. Gonna play Gnomish, but what can you draw? Yeah, he's almost out of cards.
He's got a Fiery War Axe. The last card in his deck, what is it? A second Fiery War Axe?
It's not a Whirlwind effect.
I think it's just Cycle.
It's not a Whirlwind effect, and that's all that matters. And is this just lethal? It's going to be 9, 14, 23. Very, looks like almost exact, maybe 1 over.
Yeah. All right, well, Logan does find his first win so far of the of the top 4 here. Finds it with Druid, the class that he says he has over 10,000 ranked games played with, and now we are going to... This is probably the closest series we've seen today. Both these games have been pretty decent, so we're going to move to a game number 3.
Yeah, a lot of Druid games kind of end up like that, where both players... Well, the Druid player is just kind of trying to get there, and the other player has to play around it all the time. And I think Play for Fun has done a pretty good job of that, but the one criticism I might have is he's been on almost too much of a defensive mindset. He did have one small opportunity that game to play Emperor Thorsten without getting punished, and he missed that opportunity, and from then on out, we saw he had to use combo pieces so inefficiently.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right, well, looks like we're going to jump into a mirror matchup. Patron Warrior versus Patron Warrior. Probably these decks are almost identical. Really not much wiggle room in Patron Warrior these days. Some players play Shield Block, where others decide to play like more early drops with Cruel Taskmasters. It all just depends.
Yeah, this can turn into a really strange matchup when both players kind of get to the point where they want to make a bunch of patrons, and the player that really pulls the trigger first is the one that's in the advantage. It's very tough to counteract your opponent drawing a bunch, or not drawing a bunch, but just making a bunch of patrons on the board.
Yeah. Loot Hoarder. Okay, well that's a little bit of a different card.
Yep, definitely. Kind of saw that in a lot of the earlier iterations of the deck, where they were playing a lot more cycle, a lot more early game, and it almost got replaced with Unstable Ghoul when players kind of found out, okay, Loot Hoarder's place was kind of to counter Hunter, to just cycle a little more, whereas Unstable Ghoul was countering it a lot harder. We do see Logan also has Unstable Ghoul, so he's very early game focused, which means he might have cut down on some of the, maybe like No Mission Minner, stuff like that.
Maybe even Shield Blocks also.
Yeah, that's another card that players kind of have in the quote-unquote more refined list. Both lists definitely just have their merit in different areas, I would say.
Yeah. So Logan's going to throw out the Emperor. It's a pretty decent hand here. He's going to get Battle Rage plus Grim Patron reduced, which are good.
Yeah.
Not really hitting too many of the combo pieces like Whirlwinds or Warsong Commanders, but like next turn he'll be able to... if he chooses, throw out Grim Patron plus an Unstable Ghoul with a Battle Rage to draw 3 cards.
Yep.
Whirlwind is pretty fantastic. He's going to be the first player to sort of take initiative with the patrons on the board.
Yeah, he can make quite a lot of patrons. He could go with the Deathbite Whirlwind first and just Battle Rage if he wanted to draw 3. Yeah, that's what he's going to go for. So it's going to make a decent amount of patrons, but this is a little susceptible to being removed.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how Play for Fun goes about it. He can obviously slam off the 3-2, but then how do you deal with the 3-3 without letting Logan get another turn to reproduce as many patrons as he wants?
I mean, you can just counter patrons with patrons.
You could do that. You could kind of take advantage of the fact that your opponent put out a Whirlwind for you. You could go for Grim Patron, Inner Rage, slam your opponent's patron so they have less patrons, run your axe into that Ghoul, and then just let the board be filled with patrons.
Yeah, all of a sudden you have 6 and he has 4. Is that what it's going to be?
I believe that would be what it is, yeah. So that's going to be the play, and it's going to create some really awkward situations here. So that's going to be 4 patrons for Logan, and yeah, I believe 6 for Play for Fun. I think Logan could remove all the patrons on the board if he wanted to. He could get rid of... Oh, this could get really weird for Play for Fun. We'll have to see kind of how the numbers line up. So there's 3 fresh ones for Play for Fun. Now Logan gets kind of the initiative here. So he's got Execute to deal with a 3-2. He can Whirlwind off that last 3-1, but it's going to be hard for him to also spawn his own patrons off of that. If he had a Warsong Commander, I mean, this would probably just be lethal. Yeah, it would be. With the Frothing and the Whirlwinds.
Yeah.
That would be it, so. No war
And
song is quite a shame for him.
he's got card advantage,
Yep, so
which
he
is another
can.
thing. He could be a little bit more liberal with his stuff. He's also got Acolyte of Pain, so it looks like he's just going to take the opportunity to pretty much just trade off and then.
He can trade off and then Whirlwind. Nobody will have any patrons, but he'll have the card advantage. And so with Rope coming, that's kind of what he decided to do. There might have been a better play, but I feel like this play is good enough. You have significant card advantage on your opponent here.
Yeah, he finds Warsong Commander plus Frothing, second Frothing, so.
Play for fun has nothing.
Yeah.
He really needs that second patron to couple with the Warsong Commander. If he had that, he could put himself in a really good situation, but... Alright, so he's got Warsong double Frothing, a Whirlwind coming up, so in 2 turns, Logan's going to have a lot of damage.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe even just starting next turn, if he can run in that Unstable Ghoul, he'd be Whirlwinding on at least 7 targets.
Yep. So this is looking pretty bad for play for fun.
Yep.
I just don't know. I mean, even if he manages to deal with this board, he's going to deal with it by giving Logan so much armor.
Well, there's the Armor Smith is kind of a nice defense against the Frothing. Play for Fun did pick up his own Frothing, but he's got 2 taunts to get through, and it's a little tough to do that.
Yeah, I mean, he can like, push through and deal so much damage, but
he can Whirlwind so many times. Yeah,
he's going to give Logan like 15 armor if he does that.
Yep, it's not a good situation. I don't really see much here for him. He's kind of debating whether he should go for it or not. Again, one of those situations where you kind of just have to think, I'm just going to sit back and see what happens, TJ.
Yep.
And the rope comes. I feel like it might even just be too late now.
Might just concede.
I mean, he has a faint hope, right? Like that he can pull together some crazy OTK next turn if he draws like the second Froth thing, but then he won't really have mana to do much. Well,
is he just gonna draw his whole deck?
he's gonna draw his whole deck. This is gonna draw 8.
I think if he picks up, no, yeah.
It's not lethal, so.
But he's gonna gain 7 armor plus draw a bunch.
There's an Inner Rage. Second Inner Rage.
Yeah, if he Battle Rages, he's gonna overdraw.
That's a lot of damage.
What's the Inner Rages?
He can't draw into any more damage with Battle Rage now, so. He has 10, 13, 16, and then he gains 2 from each, or 3 from each of the Battle Rages, so it's not enough. Oh, but he gets the second Whirlwind.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, that's it. Yep. So, Whirlwind shenanigans should get the job done for Logan. Yeah. See a little sigh of relief. He knows it's over. He got the little skull icon.
I think that's exactly lethal, too, because the Frothy Berserker, what, is it going to be at 17? Yeah, 17 plus the extra 4 damage. Finds exact lethal.
Yep. So.
And Logan, he gives a little fist pump. He's
all skill, baby,
high.
all skill.
Yeah.
It was technically a guaranteed lethal. You saw that. I guess it wasn't 100%. He had 9 cards left. No, it was 100%. As long as you don't. I suppose with overdrawing would be an issue, but he didn't have. He had more draw than cards left in his deck.
That's hard math to do, though.
It's very. I don't think he did
just,
the math. I think he was just like, that's a lot of damage. I think that's it.
It's one of those situations where you start with the, well, this is a lot of cards, and then halfway through you realize.
Oh, and he's still pumping, man. He's like, oh yeah, I'm good. But
wow.
If there is gonna be a deck that drops for him, I mean, I hate to say it, but it might end up being the Shaman deck. It's kind of his more unique deck, more untested as well. It's a newer deck, and it's a weird one. Dragon Shaman. It's got Death Lords, got taunts, and it's got dragons. Alexstrasza and Ysera.
It's got a lot of board control tools with Blackman Corruptors plus Fire Elementals, Lightning Storms.
you have a lot of late game going for you, but not so much. Not so much. Like it tries to supplement that with the early game from Death Lords, from Haunted Creeper, and just the general nice Shaman cards to keep control of the board early. But at the end of the day, Shaman's always kind of been that class that struggles to control the board early. If you get late game, the totems are great, their minions are great, everything's awesome. But also, as you go later into the game, the Patron Warrior gets close to just killing you.
He decided not to play Haunted Creeper. He decided to totem up instead with the extra mana.
Yeah, well, Haunted Creeper is going to be hard to find a place for in this matchup. If you don't play it early, it gets worse as the game goes on, but maybe he just decided trying to get that taunt totem was worth it.
Yeah.
And that is what he got, and I would have to assume that's the one he was looking to get.
Yeah. Because now this Fireworks is not going to be able to connect with the... Well, it is, because he played the... Did he play the No Wish Emitter last turn? Does that have...
He played it after the taunt totem, so yeah.
Yeah. Shielded mini-bot, that's decent.
Usually a pretty good one to pick up, yeah.
Maybe not as good against Patron, but
yeah,
still.
Against Patron, they can kind of make more patrons off of it, but that's not a huge deal yet. It will be very soon if the Emperor comes down for play for fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's got a lot of these pieces in his hand, but it's not the highest quality. Double execute. Free executes are always a good thing.
Yep. They are, and he does have multiple whirlwind effects with the unstable ghouls. He's got the Patron, so all he's really looking for is that War Song Commander.
Woohoo! That's a pretty nice draw.
Yep. And we'll have to see now if Logan will even ever want to play Haunted Creeper. Wouldn't surprise me if he didn't.
Yeah. There's always the risk that you pick up a Searing Totem as though, which can be a little bit rough, but yeah, Haunted Creeper just doesn't put enough power on the board to be worth it with how much of a liability it has the potential to be.
Mm-hmm. You kind of have to go for the Taunt Totem, though. I agree with toteming up. Some players just won't totem up just in case of that Searing Totem, but with the Lightning Storm in the back, you're kind of assured against a Patron Swarm, so you're okay with there being one more 3-2 because Lightning Storm guaranteed gets rid of it.
Yeah. A little bit unfortunate here being stuck with double Blackmane Corruptor with no dragon in the hand, but, I mean, this deck, what does it run? 3? It runs Ysera, double Azure Drake, and...
Uh-oh.
Is that it? Oh, Alexstrasza.
Here come the Patrons, but there is a Lightning Storm from Logan. Mm-hmm. And there's no like Battle Rage, kind of hedges bets, there's no... I mean, there's no insurance, basically, against getting Lightning Stormed. It's gonna happen.
At least he takes off the Spell Power Totem, so
yeah,
he's got a couple of 3 health patrons. He has to roll high.
Yeah, there are 2 3 health patrons, so...
Oh no!
Oh my gosh. That is the best draw in the deck.
Yep.
And now suddenly Play for Fun has nothing going for him. Patron is one of those decks that we've seen it in prior matchups here. There's the Battle Rage. Battle Rage can be the best card in the game or just another cycle.
Yeah. Such a poor quality hand.
Yep. If you go off too early, if you find yourself with not the perfect hand and you have to make a suboptimal Patron turn, later in the game you don't really have a great comeback mechanic. I mean, he does have the chance to draw another Patron, but if Logan plays around that for the rest of the game, what do you really have to do? We see Logan, he's just never going to play these Haunted Creepers. Why would he? Like, he's so far ahead.
Yeah.
He just needs to make sure he doesn't give Play for Fun away back into the game. And Play for Fun's going to go for a huge Frothing Berserker, but not huge enough.
Yeah. It's not. He is going to be able to clear the board, but all of a sudden this Frothing Berserker is going to go down to BGH range.
Yeah. Yeah, once the BGH Deathlord maybe comes out. We'll have to see how big this Frothing is, but I don't think it's big enough. There's going to be one more Whirlwind. Yeah.
It's going to go up to 20. Nope, 20. I think
So he's gonna get 2 from this, and then it's gonna whirlwind on 3. So that's only 20. And
he's got a coin.
That's not, it's nice bringing your opponent to 10. You're like, I almost did it, but difference between 10 and 30 is nothing. It's even gonna heal bot over Deathlord just in case.
Ooh, the Haunted Creeper comes out.
The BM Haunted Creeper.
Oh no, another battle reach for 1, and the coin just sitting in his hand taunting him. Warsong Commander is not going to be a good pickup. And it looks like Logan is just a little bit away from winning here. And he finds the Blackman Corruptor, which is not going to quite be enough, but I mean, I don't think
as well be.
One can draw.
Yeah, even a patron combo at this point is a little too late.
Yeah. And it looks like that should close it out. Best draw on the deck would be Patron, but he can clear almost everything.
What? Wait, if he gets a frothing, does that do anything? It shouldn't, right? Because he won't have enough. He won't be able to gain 18. I really doubt it.
But an Armor Smith.
There's frothing.
Oh,
so we get to entertain ourselves. See a little smile out of Logan. It's like, not enough.
Wait a second. He can trade at least.
No, because he won't have enough. Because his board's going to be too full.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's going to die to what's on board.
Oh, if he kills BGH and armors up, he's 1 off.
Oh. Oh, I forgot he had mana and armor up.
Uh-oh.
Wait a second.
Wait a second.
Hold the phone.
Uh-oh.
He shouldn't have played that Haunted Creeper. The BM Haunted Creeper. Oh
no. He shouldn't have even played the Deathlord.
The BM Haunted Creeper. This cannot happen, TJ. This cannot happen.
Slam.
I won't allow it.
Armor Smith. Oh no.
Okay. He only has 2 patrons that can reproduce. you can see Logan's face. It's like slowly turning from this great face of victory to like, what have I done? What have I done?
Oh no.
Oh, it's a 2.
Oh no. He's got to bring himself.
Yeah, he's got to Alex himself. I wasn't even considering just trading in and surviving. Like, there's a Despite. He's short by 2. Suddenly now it's Play for Fun that's setting up for lethal. And oh no! I think Play for Fun might win.
He needs a Lightning Storm.
A Lightning Storm would do it.
Is there anything he could draw for lethal?
He should probably trade into the Spell Power Totem then, right? Maybe you just have to go all in. Well, it doesn't change if you have lethal or not, right? So yeah. Well, Zombie Chow doesn't do anything. He can play that Deathlord, and only one of the patrons can spawn off of it. Do you even totem? Yeah, he needs to trade into one of them. Remember, Play for Fun's almost out of stuff. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's 1 off. He's 1 off right now.
Armor Smith doesn't help him.
Yep. But he's still gonna be ahead. He's gonna take his opponent to 1, put out an Armor Smith, have 2 patrons out. He pulls out a minion from his deck. Wait a second. No, he's out of War Songs. Yeah, he's out of War Songs, so. He's gonna kill it off, go face. Almost out of cards. There's a 2/4, but that's fine. It's gonna give him more armor, gonna put out more threat, and Logan's at 1. He needs lightning. He needs Spell Power Lightning Storm exactly.
Or Lightning Storm roll high.
Yeah, he could Lightning Storm roll high. That's not it.
Wow.
Logan's gonna lose this game.
Wow.
What? What?
Man, I think he got a little bit too hypey out of after that last game.
The BM
Oh
Hunted.
my goodness. Play for fun with nothing from his hand. Nothing. Drew in tandem, the exact two cards that he needed. Only
He
if
needed
Logan...
exactly those 2 cards.
Oh, man. Okay, well, it looks like we're going to a Game 5, and Logan had that in the back. All he had to do was not play Deathlord and not play Haunted Creeper, and all he had to do was attack 2 turns in a row, and
You're kidding.
what a comeback from Play for Fun, though.
That is like, yeah, you said that one turn, you're like, I think you might just concede. Well, there you go. If you were wondering why you should play every game out, you never know.
Yep.
The patron gods will smile upon you.
Mm-hmm.
But we're back to a...
What possessed him to play the Haunted Creeper?
I honestly...
He didn't even play the whole game!
No, it's like you said, like, he was just, like, a little too hypey. He's like, alright, I win, yeah, literally no 2 cards can beat me. And I think he forgot about the fact, I guess, that, like, the Death Lord gives him a 3rd card. Because no 2 cards could have beaten him.
But 3 cards.
That's the thing, no 2 cards could have done anything. But like you said, like, 3 cards can.
I mean, if that was anything else, though, if he had pulled, like, Frothing Berserker, even if he had pulled Armorsmith, he wouldn't have been able to gain enough armor to get out of range.
Yeah,
because
he
wouldn't have been able to kill anything.
Berserker.
Frothing Berserker was the only card, so
because it traded
Warsong Patron were the only cards that would give him a chance to draw the exact 3rd card from the Death Lord that he would need. Crazy.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, well, we're already, like,
we have one more
through
game.
this game, yeah.
Yeah. This game's going quick. Players are like, let's finish this.
Yeah.
But it's what you would think is a pretty good matchup for Play for Fun, but I feel like Logan might be okay. He got off a really nice Lightning Storm there. He's going to be a little overloaded here, so he's going to have a really awkward turn if he doesn't pick up anything, and he didn't. And is he about to trade? Oh, God, that feels bad.
Yeah, especially with a Hyman coming down. He needs to pick
there's
up
no
the
hex. There's no hex. Play for Fun might even just go face. That'd be strange. Yeah, I feel like trading into the totems is fine at this point. You want to set up as well as possible for your freezing trap, stuff like that. Looks like he's going to get off the freezing trap proc now with the Gilblin Stalker.
Oh man, but he's taking so much damage, and
Six.
Dr. Boom is going to come out.
And like I said, you could almost pinpoint the exact moments. Logan's face turned from joy into pure terror. Everyone. And
wow.
There's no hex. There's no nothing. Like, what do you do? He can kill off Dr. Boom and maybe play like Sinjin. Looks like he's going to go for Healbot, but Healbot doesn't stop any of the incoming damage. And Play for Fun has a Starving Buzzard, which isn't that great, but it's going to cycle this game.
That's crazy.
At the very least, it's going to
cycle.
cycle.
Oh, is that just it?
Depends on where this bomb hits. Or no, that's it.
Just
That's it.
Yeah, that's it no matter what. Wow, and Play for Fun. After that, wins on turn 8. And Logan, oh man, he shakes his head a little bit at the end there, realizes, what have I done?
And the Shaman again, I feel like it did have a won game, though. I feel like Logan, like you said, did kind of throw away that game. Oh,
wow.
Man. What a terrible way to go out.
Well, Play for Fun is going to take 3rd place, so he'll go away with 50 points, 1 World Championship point, and 7 GEICO points. Logan, it was a good effort. It looked like he had that game in the bag. Maybe didn't think through all the possibilities. I mean,
it was hard to see. Like, I was just thinking, no, he's dead. He's dead. There's nothing. You don't have enough forces.
Yeah, he'll still get 1 World Championship point. He'll go with 5 GEICO points. Do have to commend his effort, though, for making it all the way through the open bracket to the top 4, which is really impressive. Bringing out something new with the Shaman, something that we haven't seen, which is also pretty impressive as well. So congratulations to both these guys for making it this far. Maybe we'll see them compete in the future tournament if they manage to get some more GEICO points in the qualifiers that happen tomorrow. So, wow, what a crazy game though. What a crazy series. Really back and forth. All the games were really intense.
Yeah, TJ, I didn't think at one point in that patron game that 5 minutes from then we'd be sitting here talking about how Play for Fun won the match.
Exactly. Yeah,
But
it's
here
a
we
little
are.
bit crazy. We talked about that game halfway through the next game too. So
Yeah.
we do have the finals for the EU number 7 coming up next, guys. It is going to be Roger versus Impact. We're going to take a quick break before we do that. Keep in mind, guys, once again, the last qualifiers for the summer circuit are tomorrow for both EU and NA. If you want to have your last shot at making it through to one of the feature tournaments and to the grand finals at PAX, tomorrow is your last shot. So you can head over to liquidhearth.com and on the right side, sign up for the ONOG US or NA number 8 or EU number 8. But once again, quick break before we jump into the finals of EU number 7. Don't go anywhere, guys. More summer circuit action right after this.